Colorado School of Mines. Tough game. Kind of started a little slow, which is partially due to decisions the coaching staff made, admittedly, trying a different formation. Went back to what we normally do in the second half, and it was a much more even game. I think we were unlucky, to lose the way we did, but it is what it is. On Sunday, I think we played really well, moved the ball well. It's just a tough surface to play on, and they got a lot of numbers behind the ball and made life difficult for us. So.
And looking ahead, you're the number 2 seed into the conference tournament this week. Play on Thursday, play on Sunday at 3 o'clock now. What's kind of the lead up to that game? What's training look like? Not knowing who your opponent's going to be. You got narrowed down to 2 people, but
I think
who your opponent's going to be.
Yeah, I think if we learned anything this weekend, it's just to worry about ourselves and be the best version of ourselves. I don't think we need to be too clever in terms of trying to tweak things for other opponents. Like we've been, the entire time I've been here and throughout my coaching career, what we've been best at is making people adapt to us and adjust to us. So I think that's our main focus, is just making sure we're the best version of ourselves come Sunday.
Questions?
I know this isn't a time to take a deep breath, but can you almost take a little bit of a breath now and refocus for the second half of the season and the playoffs? It's been a grind the last couple of months.
I wouldn't say you can take a deep breath, because this is a really important part of the season, because at this point it's kind of if you lose, you're done. So at this point it's a time to actually focus even more, how I look at it. So.
I mean, this is everything we've been training for, and leading up to this, we've been working really hard. So, I mean, our mindset is we can rest when we've accomplished what we've accomplished. So right now it's all eyes on the next game.
We're done with this. Season 1 is done. It's really preseason, regular season, and now postseason. What is the feeling right now on the team? Feeling confident coming in? I mean, obviously you're on your home field, so it's got to feel better than having to go someplace far away.
I think it's really exciting, because this is the part of the season you kind of want to play in, but we haven't really accomplished anything yet, and something that we've been trying to strive for all season was consistency. And this weekend, it was just kind of a disappointment with how it ended, but I think if we put that behind us and go into this weekend with how we have been the rest of the season, it'll be fine.
How do you kind of take that, like you just felt, the kind of like disappointment to the end of the regular season? How do you take that and make it feel like, okay, this is what we want to do in the postseason?
I mean, results like that, although they're not ideal, I mean, there's plenty of positives to look at those games and fine-tune what we need to do so that we are prepared for the postseason. We don't really get a lot of opportunities to play in huge games the older we get, so we just got to focus up and be ready for the next game.
And then you guys have a really strong veteran presence on your team. Going into the postseason, how do you think that's going to help you?
Can you say that again?
Going into the postseason, how do you think the strong veteran presence is going to help you guys down the road?
I think just because there's a lot of experience, we've all been playing in big games before. We all know how it feels to lose those big games. And like you said, the older you get a lot more. So it's really important to actually talk to the rest of the team about how important those games really are.
For you guys that were here last spring, does the way the spring season ended last year get, kind of in the back of your mind, knowing how that ended last spring against Mines, does that play a role moving forward into this fall season?
I mean, yeah, it was very disappointing to lose the final. No one wants to lose, but our eyes are always just on the next game, our next goal. I'm not thinking about what happened in the past. I'm thinking about we want to win this tournament. We want to go far. We want to win the NCAA tournament, and everything's looking forward.
You guys kind of answered almost the same thing. Similar to that, but Coach, maybe specifically this week, are there little things that you guys have to tweak at this point? Or you're so late in the season, is it just we know who we are, we know what we're good at, focus on those things?
No, I think, some of the positives this weekend where I thought the individual effort, like just finding an extra gear. Like I said, I think our goal is to be the best version of ourselves. So if we're looking at like, well, what can we be better at? That's just what our focus in training is like by Sunday, what is it that we need to fine tune about us? Not like what is this team does that we need to be ready for. It's what do we need to do? But like the thing I was most impressed about, like I said, this weekend was just that extra ground that everybody was covering, just that extra territory that we were chewing up, and some of those effort things, because that is the big difference when the postseason comes. Is who can not just play the best soccer, but who can grind the hardest. And I thought we showed a lot of that this weekend. So.
For you guys, I wish I could ask you this in like 4 days, but right now I think it's kind of like let's get focused on the week. The excitement level, I'm assuming, is going to build for you guys like coming game day. Maybe just like project to game day, like to see what the excitement level will be for you guys.
Yeah, like I said before, like the older I get, I mean, the less opportunities you have to play in these playoff games and championship games. So, I mean, it just takes me back to being a little kid and just being excited to compete for trophies and everything like that. I mean, it's crazy, but we just got to stay focused and, do our part to actually accomplish our goals,
What I would say is like that's kind of why I went to this school, is I want to be in these games and I want to win a trophy and I want to win with the guys that are around me. So I'm really excited.
Question for you, Jon.
You stole my last question.
Let's see, question of the week.
We've been on a roll. You have to have good ones.
Yeah. I'm going to make this easy. I'm going to do it only for the athletes. What's your favorite class here at Mesa?
I really enjoy my effective communications class. I have it this semester, and the teachers actually make a huge difference in the energy they bring in and actually making you want to learn, and it helps a lot. So I'd say that class.
Mine has also been this semester. It's sports psychology. I think it just mixes two things that I love with the mental side of the game. So.
Perfect.
Does it help you going into the game? Thinking
Yeah.
back to class?
Yeah.
Wait, I can use this.
I implemented the different